Okay, guys, I am super excited tonight to get to introduce to you Sandi Foraci, who is a fabulous rock star on our team. She's a Ruby ambassador and fast making her way to senior Ruby, and I expect to see her in Maui next September. And our corporate coach for both Betsy, Julia, Corey, and myself, Dyllan Wilde. And we're really excited tonight to get to partner our teams to talk about recruitment and retention. So adding people to our teams, and then once we have this gift of people who want to get healthy with us, how do we make sure that they stay with us? Creating that commitment of both mindset and belief in our products and so forth. So Sandi, I'm going to first turn it over to you, and then we're going to pass the hat to Dyllan. And then at the end of the call, we're going to open up for about 5 or 10 minutes if you guys have any questions. So certainly feel free to use the chat if you have any questions along the way. But I know that we're going to learn tons from both Sandi and Dyllan. So thanks, guys.
Thank you. I am Sandi Foraci. I'm a Ruby ambassador, and I've been with the company since February of 2016. And I think one of the things that makes it easy for me to talk about Plexus to other people is that I have 100% belief in the products. I've had wavering belief in myself, but it's a daily journey that I know we all face. But when you have products that work as good as ours do, it's easy to tell people about them. But before I talk about how I sign people or how you close people, the first thing I want to mention is remember that you're not looking for another number. I need to sign one this month. I got to get through this. If you start thinking of people as numbers and not as people, then you're losing something there. So just remember that that you're building relationships, and that you should be thinking of each person as an individual. So before we even talk about how to talk to them, let's talk about how to get them. And I know we have our Franks list, but I kind of take my Franks list and I have broken it down into some different categories, and they all relate to me and the people that I come in contact with every day. So this may be a little different for you, but one of the categories I have is energy. I know a lot of people who are moms with several kids doing sports. I have a lot of real estate agents that I work with that have crazy schedules and could use the energy. I have teachers that are doing, full-time jobs and then after-school activities. So I'm just thinking in general, college students that need energy because, they're staying up for tests. So energy is one category. Another category that's obvious is fitness, because I'm at the gym a lot and I'm training right now. But there's two different levels of people in fitness for me. It's the people who already are interested in fitness and they're taking supplements, and we can talk to them about, how ours work and how they can compare them to theirs. And then there are the people who are trying to get fit. And one way that I've found that it's good to touch base with people that are on a weight loss journey without worrying about being politically correct and be like, you want to lose weight, you should try this, is to reach out to them. And if I see them posting about something, just encourage them. And genuinely tell them that they're doing a good job and just start a relationship that way. You don't even have to mention Plex. If they're friends with you, they're eventually going to figure out who you are and what you're doing. But I have had a struggle with food my whole life. So just reach out to people and just, give them the support they need, because we need it every day. Specific health issues. So I'm thinking now about people who I know suffer from things like Crohn's or rheumatoid arthritis, or they have, high blood pressure, things like that. I kind of categorize those people, and sometimes you don't necessarily know what their issues are. So one thing that I'm going to start doing, I haven't done yet, is to start creating posts that have to do with specific health issues. And I'm not going to mention Plexus in it because we don't claim to cure or diagnose anything, but to see who's out there that can relate to something I'm saying or is interested. And I'm looking for leads when I do this. I think about people, of course, the dream team, and think people that I know would be great doing what I do. And basically, that's another category of people. The other that we sometimes forget about is our preferred and retail customers. They can be new people that love the product, and we can move up to wholesale. But I also think about, people's job types. Maybe I'm looking for, different people in, like I mentioned before, real estate agents or teachers, or I'm thinking of people that are in different job types that could actually use Plexus. I'm looking for skeptics. I really want somebody who doesn't believe in the products or really skeptical to try it. I'm looking for men. I'm looking for college students, different age groups of people. And I'm looking for, oh, I know what I meant to say when I said job type. You know, it's great to get a nurses or a nutritionist or somebody who's already in the health field and already has a vested interest and knowledge in health and wellness or gut health to get their recommendation, even just sharing the products with them. Not maybe for them, but take a look at this and see. I actually reached out to another person who is a bodybuilder, and he's a competitor. And I said, you know, this may not be for you, but I'd really like to get somebody like yours opinion on our products and how they compare to your supplement. I don't need to change what you're doing, but if you could just take a look and let me know what you think. And I got somebody to say yes. So first we have to figure out who we're talking to. And then from there, you know, how do we reach out to them? You know, the obvious things, Facebook messages. When I do Facebook messages, I do a combination of messages. They're just typed in, ones that are voice messaged. I text a lot, I call, I email, I talk to people in person. And then there's the unexpected things. And this is something I really want to touch on. Everybody on this call who wants to build their business has to come prepared, no matter where you are. So don't leave the house without your business card, without samples in your purse, because you just never know who you're going to run into. And I'm not saying that you have to be one of those people that, you know, jumps on somebody and say, here, try the sample. But I want you to think of all the opportunities that have come up that passed you by because you weren't ready. Oh, you know, if I only had a sample, or shoot, I should have said something, but I didn't. So put the fear aside. This is about who you can help and making sure you're prepared in any given situation. Real quick, I just want to share, I recently purchased a car, and the subject came up about Plexus. He's like, what the heck is that? I don't even like the name of it. I said, well, here, just take this and drink it. He chugged it. And after I got my car, I sent him pictures saying, thank you, I love my car, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not sure if you remember me. Of course I remember you. And I'm like, well, I can't forget you because you chugged that pink drink. I said, I remember you talking about your wife loving supplements. When you're ready to try something that works, give me a call and let me know. Do you know what his response was to me? I'm game, let's do it. I signed him today. And I signed him as preferred first. I didn't sign him as preferred. We talked about preferred first because he's like, I'm going to do 30 days. And then we'll have a personal meeting, and then we'll talk about renewing. So I was getting his information, and I said to him, I'm like, you know, this is actually by text because he couldn't talk. I said, your wife's going to be mad because you got a bag of Slim for yourself and you didn't get one for her. He's like, okay, give me another one. I said, well, if we're going to do that, I need to save you some money, and let's go ahead and put you in his wholesale. So then I got on the phone and we talked about it. That's me being a little bit bold. I want you to remember that when you're talking to people, everyone's different. You can't be that way with everyone. So the most important thing I do when I have somebody who then comments, yes, I'm interested in Plexus, is I start a conversation with them. Instead of being a commercial and feeling like you have to know everyone, and you get all nervous about what am I going to say, what am I going to do, how am I going to talk to them, find out what are their health concerns, what outcomes are they looking for. And I almost always start off telling people we have 17, 18 different products, but you don't need everything. In other words, I'm not a salesperson. I want to find out what you need, and I want to tailor supplements that will give you the outcome you're looking for as soon as possible. And then I have to listen to them. When you have a conversation with somebody and you're learning about someone, you don't know everything there is to know. So you actually have to listen to them. I take notes. I let them speak. I don't talk to everyone exactly the same way. I frequently repeat back what they've said just to make sure that I understand. And I remind them that I'm here to help them with their outcome. And I love the Sonia Dudley kind of push-pull theory of saying, you know, I'm not sure if Plexus is right for you. I know so many people it's helped. You know, I'm thinking if you stay consistent with this and you try this, it could really make a difference. Let's see, 60 days. I always talk to people and tell them, you know, to give me 60 days and that I will be their coach for at least that long or longer. So they know that I'm not just trying to sell them something. I'm in it for the long haul because I genuinely know these products are going to work, but I also know that they're not going to work unless they're being consistent. And when you have an accountability partner, whether they're bringing something along with them or whether you are being accountable with them by touching base each week, they're going to be more successful by 90%. That's what an accountability partner does for you. Without it, your success rate drops big time. They need to know that you care about them. That's why you're listening. That's why you're repeating things back. They need to feel like you can trust them. So if you get the sense that they're not ready, mention it. You know, you may not be ready for this. When you're ready, I'm not going anywhere. You know where to find me. But when you're ready, you know, and sometimes that kind of taking that away from them, Amy's taught me that before, kind of makes it like, no, I'm ready. But let's really make sure they're ready. And one way when you're talking to people to make sure that they're ready, hold on a second, I forgot something. Let me go back. I don't close people every time I talk to them. Of course I don't. It normally is between 1 to 7 times. And sometimes the people come out of the woodwork. So what I want to just touch base with really quickly is how important it is for you to be consistent. Not just with reaching out to people every day, but with your daily posts. I signed somebody earlier this month who followed me from a detox group that had nothing to do with Plexus. I friended her from over a year ago. She's actually from Atlanta, Georgia. And yeah, and so I had a long conversation on the phone with her, but she was stalking me. I never knew anything about her. So sometimes people come out of the woodwork, but sometimes you have to follow up with people between 1 and 7 times. You have to be consistent with your posts. You have to be creative with your posts, and you have to spark interest. So you should always be thinking, you know, not let me borrow this person's post because it looks good, but how can I do this and make it my own and be a little bit different? Amy called me on something last month, and it was tough love that I needed to hear. And, you know, I was very busy in August. It was a very busy month for me. And I was on vacation. I came back, and if you want to work your business, you have to keep working it consistently. And you cannot use the excuse busy if you want to progress in your business. Because what she said to me is, when I was signing 10 people a month, I was no less busy then than I was in August. I was doing different things, but I was like, okay, you're right. And I had to look back and think, you know, was I doing my IPA power hour every day? Was I reaching out to 3 to 5 people? Was I following? And I wasn't. And it was a choice. So I put it back in my schedule, and I started doing it more, and I started being consistent, and people came. I get lots of no's, by the way. Please don't be afraid to get no's. You're going to reach out to a lot of people. No, you don't want to be annoying, but you're not going to know unless you try. A lot of the times, if somebody does tell me no, I ask them for a referral. If it's not, I hear you, it's not right for you. I'm looking for somebody in your area. I'm looking for somebody in your job field. I'm looking for somebody that wants to make extra money. You know, I'm looking for a teacher in a building. You know, do you know anybody in your building that you think could benefit from like $300 to $500 a month? Or that could benefit from the products, even if they're not right for you. Maybe you know somebody because we've talked about it. And when people say no to me, maybe the first time, I'll message them again, but we won't talk about Plexus. So these are things that you guys know and you remember, but sometimes it's kind of good to recall. Just you know, I don't want them to think, oh my God, she's messaging me again, it's about Plexus. No, like I have an interest in them, they were my friend first, or I'm learning about them and I want to know something. So make sure you build that, keep that relationship built. And then again, whenever your fear comes out, turn the tables. If you're afraid, then it's probably about you and it's not about them. And Julia always says you cannot come from a place of love and fear at the same time. If you're going to love on some people, then focus on the people that you can help. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to be. I have no idea what time it is. Okay. So when I'm talking to people and I'm at the point where I think that they're ready, number one, I at this point know what products they need. Okay, because I've talked to them about their health concerns. I know they want triplex, or I know they just need energy, or I know they have pain issues. As soon as I know what products and I can recommend products to them, I put the price right out there. And I say, triplex, this is going to cost you X number of dollars. And then this, for me, pre-qualifies the person. Oh my gosh, that's way more than I thought it was going to be. Well, maybe you just want to, then you know that wholesale may not be the best choice for them. Of course we want to sign wholesale people, but we don't want to have them sign and get freaked out and be like house poor and then cancel completely. Start them on something little. Well, maybe you just want to try the slim. Maybe you just want to try the probiotic. And that's where you decide which is going to be best for them. Not best for you, best for them. Preferred or wholesale. When they talk to me and they say, okay, that's reasonable, I can do this, then, you know, we start talking about the wholesale. I'm not going to lie. I frequently tell them I will pay back their $34.95. But not everyone can do that. And frankly, there's some months I can't do that. So my girl Courtney reminded me today on our walk, All you have to say is you get that back after two months worth, and you get the $34.95 back, and then your savings just continue. What I do make sure when we have lots of deals going on or special team incentives, I am talking that up and I am reaching out to people. When it comes to wholesale, I know a lot of people worry about, well, what do you do when you tell them you have to ask for your social security number? I kind of poke fun at it a little bit, and I basically tell people, in order to get you the best price, I got to get a little personal with you. I'm going to need your birth date, your social security number. But don't worry, we're Morgan Stanley protected. If you're confident in the way you speak about what you are presenting, they're going to be okay with it in most cases. No one's going to use your social security number unless you decide to sell or share. And it's because we're a legitimate company. We 1099 you. And I always tell them this too. I have X number of customers and only this number sell. The other ones are just in it for the discount. So it's up to you. I can charge you more if you want to. I like saving people money. So I think wholesale is the best way to go. Okay. So that part helps. Let's see. Whenever people are signing, I'm constantly saying, instead of telling them now, I'd like to get you to silver, I say, I just emphasize the importance of accountability. And I'm saying to them, what friends do you have that might want to do this with you? Because if you have a few friends, Plexus might pay you some money and you'll have people to do it with you, and your accountability, your success is going to be higher because you're doing it with other people. Follow-up is something that's also really important to me, and I'm not going to touch too much on that because I know Dyllan will. But when I sign a new customer, I have promised them I'm coaching them for 60 to 90 days. So I coach them. Don't say it and not be prepared to follow up with what you're saying in your commitment. I will contact that person and I'll say, how's it going? Checking in. And it's probably once a week for at least the first month. Oh, I'm not really good. That's when I shoot them a screenshot of my phone alarm to tell them I feel like an old lady, but it works. These are my phone alarms. This is when I take my product. Try it. Let me know what you think. Or I'll ask them, what is it that's not making you take your product? Is it because, oh, what's in the kitchen? I forgot about it. Well, put your probiotic by your medicine cabinet before you brush your teeth. I pop that every night, and I don't forget. And just remind them that they wanted this for a reason. Remind them what their why is, and the consistency makes all the difference. The one thing I want to say, because I know I talked a lot already, and I don't even know what time it is that I love wording things and rewording things and coming up with scripts. So if at any point you guys need help with, well, I have this person, what would you say? Please reach out to me, because I have no problem just coming up with some things. And at the end of the call, we're just going to have some questions. And if you're presented with something, I can tell you the way I would say it, so it doesn't seem like it's threatening. So it actually seems like it's helpful and trustworthy and knowledgeable. Did I touch on enough there, Aim?
You were amazing. No, it's tremendous.
So how am I supposed to follow that up? That's the real question.
Right.
All right.
So kind.
Oh my gosh. No.
It's a gift. I've told you that all along, that she has a gift. And I will never forget the first time that her husband reached out to me and just said, you don't understand, my wife is amazing. So I'm glad that she can pour into all of us. I learn from her all the time. So Dyllan, it's now your turn.
Awesome. Well, okay, Sandi.
People, how do we keep them?
Right. So seriously, that was one of the best descriptions on really how to enroll. And the coolest thing about the whole retention and enrollment, those two pair perfectly together. Some of the tools that you actually spoke about, that goes right into it. You're setting yourself already to keep these people around by just doing a few important activities. Okay. First, where I want to start, and I'm going to have to keep going back to my notes, because I took so much notes, Sandi. I hope you know that. Like, you just got my brain going 15 different directions. I love it. The very first thing I want to talk about is it's categorizing these people, these potentials ambassadors, right? The biggest thing is we all know that we cannot give the same information out, same training tools, even the same promotion to a business builder, someone who's hungry for the business, who needs that extra little bit of income, versus that wholesale ambassador that Sandi was talking about, somebody who who needs a little extra time to catch the vision. Maybe they do just want to try the products for the best price. Same goes for a customer. We really have to narrow it down, and we have to treat this business like it's our business, right? The whole reason why a lot of us got invested within this company is because we wanted to be our own CEOs, right? We don't want to have to clock in every single day. We don't want to have to answer to somebody else. We want our own business. We want to run it how we want to run it. And we control everything we do by knowing how invested we are within our business. Okay. So the whole reason why I say that, treat it like your business, that you're the CEO of the company, is you got to set interviews. These connections, they are interviews. These meetings with the potentials. We need to find out, just like Sandi said, what do they need out of Plexus? And the reason why that's so important is because, you know what, when it comes to retention, maybe the reason why these ambassadors aren't sticking around, because maybe we overwhelmed them with the amount of information. Maybe we thought that they would be that business builder, but we jumped the gun because we got excited, right? Excitement is a great thing, and it's also sometimes your worst enemy within this business. You know what the products can do. You know what the business can do, but it takes a little bit of time to get this message across to these potential ambassadors, okay? So just like the corporation Plexus back at home office, we do interviews for these positions. Do you think I could be in Mike Green's position right now, building a brand new system for you all? No, because that's not where I fit in. That's not what I'm really good at. I'm not good at, coming up with equations and doing all the tech mumbo jumbo. I have no idea how he does it. I'm good at coaching. That's why they put me here. I can connect with ambassadors. I can come onto these calls and not get like extremely, flustered, even though I do sometimes. This is what I love, and this is what I'm good at. Just like every single person out there, they have a spot where they fit in within your business, within your corporation, and we got to find it. So treat it like an interview, everybody, okay? Keep saying that in the back of your head. This is my corporation. Let's treat it like that interview. So within those three pots, the customer, the wholesale ambassador, and the business builder. Once we figure out, where does Susie fit in with my business? Think about the training material we're going to get out to them. This is one of the biggest areas, within the follow-up that is extremely important. Give them the tools to success from day one, week one, month one. Because that's going to be the deciding factor. If, Susie's going to come back next month when maybe she hasn't had the best time on these products. Did we explain, the 17 or 18 other products? Did we explain it to her? Does she even know that we have more products that could possibly help her out? So that tells me, you know what, maybe this person wasn't meant to be that business builder right off the bat. Maybe she does need a little bit more convincing. Okay, cool. Let's switch over into our wholesale ambassador gate. Let's make sure that we hit on product training with her. Let's work slowly on getting her those amazing testimonials, business and product-wise. Because again, you cannot treat a wholesale ambassador like you would a business builder. You give them the wrong information, that's a switch. They're going to get turned off. They're going to think that this is a scam, that you're just trying to take advantage of them and sell them on something to make a little bit of money on them. And that's not why we're here. It just happens that that's the way we get paid, but that's not why we are here. We can help these people out, and you all know that. Subscription orders. I know that every single leader that you have ever spoken to or been on a Zoom, they touch on this subject. You all know the reason why, and I do too. I coach on it every single day. I have 147 ambassadors. I swear they probably get annoyed with me because this is one of the main topics I talk about all the time. The way I like to swing it is this is a commitment, right? It's not only a commitment to us, but it's a commitment to your health and your financial struggle. Right? With the wholesale ambassador, why I talk about these buckets is because I want to define those buckets. Right? The only reason why I personally would put somebody, and I think of the business a little bit different, but the way I would put somebody into that category is if they can commit to me by having an extra order on, right? Even if it's not 100 PV, because you know what that tells me is that if they can make a commitment right now, that means there's time to work on them. There's time to preach out the business aspect. There's time to get another product onto them and really work them. And, you know, pretty much what Sandi said, the 60-day coaching, that fits in perfect. I'm going to be using that all the time, by the way, Sandi. So thank you. That's like seriously one of the most amazing things I've heard. And it's so simple. It makes sense. Commitments are what run our business, right? It's just like a subscription. That's what we're going to be changing it to, because a subscription, that is a commitment. And we want them to understand that to be within this business, to be with us on our team, commitments are how we grow. This is what we need. This is how you fill that position within our business, is by giving me a commitment right now that you're going to give it the full 60, 90 days. If you don't like it, you know, we can get your money back. But you would never know if these products could change your life, and you wouldn't know if this business could change your life unless you give it the full try. I think a lot of people think that multi-level marketing companies have that get rich scheme, or these health and wellness companies have these products that, you know what, it's a fat burner. You're going to lose 20 pounds in a week and a half. That's not us, because we know it takes time and it takes effort. There's a reason why we have that 60-day money back guarantee in place. There's a reason why we have these amazing statistics showing that, you know what, you take the products, the clinical studies, you take the products for X amount of days at this dosage, you will lose between this and this. We didn't just pull those out of a random place. We did our research. Use those tools. They are right in front of you. They are right at your fingertips, and they're underutilized. This can be the seller for people. We're not just a little tiny company anymore. I was back at the old corporate office before we moved over here. I don't even know what number employee I was, but within probably the close 100, right? We have over, I think, like 500 people within this building and over at the warehouse and over at another call center. We're growing. We are going to the top. We have that $1 billion vision, and it's because of you guys. So have that fire lit under you. Think about the future of your business. Think about what it's going to take to really push out these realistic expectations of, you know what, you might not lose a little bit of weight off the beginning. You might actually be in pain. You know, I know personally, when I took the new Slim, when I got off the old stuff, I didn't want to take it because I felt like I had needles in my stomach. It sucked, but I stayed consistent on it. I take it every single day. I have more energy than I ever thought I would. I still, you know what, I do drink my coffee every now and then. I'm not going to lie, because I like the taste of coffee, but it's crazy what these products can do if you just give it a chance, right? What Sandi said, control what you can control on this with these ambassadors. The last thing you want to do is turn them off by reaching back out to them when they're not ready. Maybe not ready to give another product to try. Maybe not ready to give the business their full 100% investment yet. Work with them, become their friend, know a little bit more. I think that's even better sometimes, is to really just work with them. Know everything about them. So when they get that vision of, you know what, this can do something. I've seen the results. My family, Sally at the office, she's been asking me nonstop, maybe I can get her signed up and make some money off of her. Even though, like I just said, I just contradicted myself right there. But, we all have it in the back of our head every now and then. Okay, let's not lie. It's extremely important to know where we're going to place these people within the business, know what tools we're going to give to them right off the back. Something I personally feel like it's underutilized with this company is the rank up roadmap. I know you all have seen it. I know that, if you haven't gone in there, if you haven't done that training, even if you're not a silver, even if you're a diamond ambassador. I think going back through there and just refreshing your skills, refreshing the information that, you know what, this is something that corporate made. This is something that ambassadors collaborated with us on. It's something that, again, it's right in front of you. It takes a little bit of you trying to think of the $1 million idea right off the gun to get them where we need them to get. It's going to have their pace. How fast do they want to go? Walk, run, sprint, right? Know those terms. I want everybody talking with those words because it makes sense. And developing silvers. That is so important. I know that just goes with the rank up roadmap, but it is incredible. You know, you got to help them with their Franks list. Have them understand what it means to actually create that list, what it entails, what you do with the list. Because I think one of the biggest things is some ambassadors will go ahead and just, you know what, hey, here's a brief description of what a Franks list is. Go. Right? I'm on a power hour now. What am I doing? I see everybody typing. I'm sitting here with a pen and paper. I didn't even know I had to be on Facebook, right? I have the list. What do I do with it? Tell them. Sometimes you might have to hold their hand within the first month to 2 months. After that point, they're going to be off on their own. And set that standard with them. You know what? Seriously, I'm going to be using the 60-day coaching in every single call. I'm going to be your 60-day coach for your business. I'm going to teach you what to do to be successful. After this, I guarantee you're going to know what to do. You're going to know the products. You're going to know the comp plan. You're going to know how to sell the dream. You just gotta work a little bit on and find their way. Okay. Teach them about the 11 ways to earn within this company. That is one of the most important things. You can't be in the company and make money unless you know how you make that money. This is back to basics, people. You all know it. It's just a refresher again. Tell them about all the tools that corporate provides to them. Not only what you provide to them, but what corporate has in the back office. The first thing, the back office. This is your command center. Right? This is where you go. Maybe not the best one right now. I guarantee that's going to be changing very soon. Okay. But I'm telling you, when you guys see this new system, when you see the visibility that it's really going to give to you, it's going to be incredible especially for these brand new ambassadors. They're going to come in, they're going to feel welcomed. Like it's something that they've logged on to before. They may not understand the difference between the system we have now and the new one. That's a good thing though, right? Walk them through it. Show them what these categories mean, what shareables are, what testimonials are. Again, the makeup of their business. Everything is right there. Sorry, I lost track of where I was also, Sandi. Struggle is real, right? And also the last thing I really want to talk about is the investment side. Not how much money you invest, the $34.95, even though that's honestly the fact that you invest $34.95 and you can make one of the biggest paychecks I've seen from pretty much creating friendships. I think that's the coolest thing right there, guys. Like, if I wasn't a coach, I tell everybody this. If I wasn't a coach, I would be an ambassador, 100%, because this is what I'm good at. I'm good at connecting with people. I like talking a lot, as you notice. It's just, it's one of the best businesses we can really be in. But knowing how invested you are into this business, right? Setting time aside, getting these brand new ambassadors to understand that, yes, you know what, you might have to sacrifice a little bit of time right at the beginning. But I guarantee you give me that 60, 90 days, you will see something great. You will understand why I said, you know what, maybe I'd have the husband cook a little bit of dinner this month, right? Maybe I had to sacrifice a movie night, something like that. I know that the kids and the lifestyle that we really want to have, that time freedom, That's what we want right away. We want that instant gratification, but it doesn't happen right away. Hard work and dedication. Know how invested you are. And I don't know if anyone else has jumped on a call with me, but this is our annual income statement that I think sums it up perfectly. And I have this thing, no joke, I tear it down every single time, but I have it printed up and I look at it every single morning because I can put this kind of towards my business also. It says, your success depends on your efforts, commitment, skill, and leadership abilities, and how effectively you exercise those qualities. All right, I'm going to say it one more time if people are writing it down. Your success depends on your efforts, commitment, skill, and leadership abilities, and how effectively you exercise those qualities. And yes, I will go ahead and post it in the chat. I just saw someone type that up. I mean, this is it, everybody. That sums up what you need to be successful within this business, right? How much effort you put, what your commitment level is. Again, maybe you have to sacrifice something. The skills that you create for yourselves every single month, doing your daily IPAs, watching videos on YouTube, reading your books, coming together on a Zoom call with a 25-year-old redhead kid from Scottsdale, Arizona that you've never met before, right? Hopefully you take something away from this. This is your personal growth, and this is so important. Leadership abilities. This is what this call is about. This is how you push information out to your team. Duplication all the way through. That makes you that leader. If you can get a little bit of information to go from this point to this point, that means you did something right. And how effectively you exercise those qualities. So that could be, your leadership abilities. That could be your personality. I know that sounds weird, but your color personality. Maybe you can be a little bit hard, and a little bit more direct, but you get the point across and people understand. Maybe you're a little bit more soft-spoken and you just want to have a good time and make it fun for everybody by putting on awesome events for your team. I mean, this is why people get invested into this business too, is because you sell them on the dream, right? You become friends. And I want you to understand that every single person on this call and every single person on this team, you will make it to diamond. It might take a little bit of time, and it's going to be a whole lot of sacrifice. But again, it is so worth it. Okay, everybody? What I always open up to, I know we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the Q&A at the very end, but add me on Facebook. Seriously, go ahead, add me on there. Again, Dyllan Wilde, tall redhead guy in a suit. You'll find me. I'm lovable, I know. So go ahead and talk to me. Ask me any business question that comes up. Like I said, I have a lot of ambassadors I coach every single month that I get the opportunity to connect with. Send me one, and I promise you I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can, because I'm here for the growth of this team. All right? So thank you, everybody. Hopefully I get somewhat follow-up, Sandi. I don't know, but
Well, thank you, Dyllan and Sandi. So if you guys have any questions, we'll open it up for about 10 minutes or so and see what you guys have. So you can if you have a question.
And I'm typing the income statement right now in the chat for everybody, so you all have it, okay?
I have a question. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Julie?
Hi, I'm Julie Cleveland. I have several people in Europe, probably about 5 people who are very interested, and I didn't know, because I'm really new, pretty green, how to get it over there, or I'm sure everybody knows the answer to this. My daughter just moved there on Saturday.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So that's the unfortunate thing. So right now we're trying to expand our market out. And honestly, probably over the next few years, our market is going to grow like crazy to other sides of the world. Right now, it's going to be released out to Canada, hopefully soon. For right now, it's Canada, the US, Australia, and New Zealand. Those are really the only places.
So there's room for growth.
Exactly.
We already have people that are interested in Europe.
Exactly. That's awesome. And even if they try to sign up, we validate through the Social Security department. So, I mean, there's not really a way that they could, but you can send them products,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
what I
if
was
they
gonna
want to
ask,
keep
if I
doing
could
it.
do that.
Yeah.
If I could do that.
As long as it's like, you know, you get the products delivered to your house and then you send them, 100%.
Seems like a good way to go ahead and get over in that continent, and then Plexus might be more apt if they really like it.
Absolutely.
Gives them that foot.
Yep, exactly. And you know, what's really funny is I was actually in compliance before I came up to the sales department, and unfortunately I was the guy that had to call people and like, hey, you're suspended. Hope you have a great day. Don't hate me, please. But I've had to stop people actually from shipping pretty much product from our warehouse out to there just because of that.
Okay,
So,
that was my next question. What's the compliance?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not against compliance for you directly to send them on over. Just know, I mean, if the package gets stopped by the postal service or by, what is it called? You go to the airport, customs. Yeah, thank you. If it gets stopped by customs, there's nothing that the company can do about it. I always like to kind of warn you guys about that.
Can I add something?
Yes.
So my sister-in-law lives in Italy, and she has several customers, and she is actually military based, so she has an APO or FPO address.
Okay, I have 2 of them there.
Okay, and so in my suggestion to you, if you are shipping to them, it will get shipped to them, but I would always add a week or 2 to their shipping, move their convenience order up, because obviously the delay in just the transit between here and Europe. And as long as they know that in advance and you're telling them, yes, you can get the products or order early and have your convenience order set for before 30 days comes, more like, 20 days or something like that. So you have or 15 days. So there's no lag time. And we have a few ambassadors over here in Naples. So.
Okay. Were they in?
One of mine's in Stuttgart.
Okay. So they were in the Army?
One of them is, and the others are in France and Switzerland.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, just like she said, if they're in the Army or whatever, if they're on that naval base, then you can get the products on over to them.
Because it's then as USA, not as that country.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry for that.
Kelly,
Thank you, Sandi.
addresses for a long time. They're good with that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. I'm just looking through the chats. If anybody else has a question, feel free to speak on up. Don't all talk at once. It's okay.
I'm writing down. I can't talk right now.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just joking with you.
But no, I just think this is really helpful. It just gives us certain things on our checklist, and really good. And I think the 11 ways to earn, I think for those of us that have been around for a while, we forget about those things. Going back through the compensation plan, if you've been here for a year or 2, it's the simple things like teaching people what are pay points, what is PV, and not just taking for granted that people are going to know what those terms mean. And I think that, as those of us have been here for 2, 3, or, even 4 years, we've got to think back to when we first started, what did we need to know? Slim and ProBio, it's not going to cut it in a backup order. So when you're signing people up, you've got to talk them through, what does that convenience order need to be? Slim and ProBio is not it. Probably Triplex isn't it either. So with that convenience order, thinking about if it's Slim and ProBio, introducing them to that third product for their convenience order, whether it's X Factor or Mega X or Vital Biome. But I think so many times we are scared in month 2 to follow up, because guess what? What if they turn off? What if they have extra products? What if they had die off and they were too scared to tell us? And so I think, guys, that is a huge retention piece that we have got to keep in mind. Your silence can be deadly. Like, really, it can be deadly for your business. And so there's a reason why people came to us versus going to GNC or going to Walmart. They wanted that communication, that follow-up, and that customer service. And so don't be afraid to add that piece to it. We're in the relationship building business, and I always say that that's first. Building the relationships comes first, and people come to us because they trust us. And so don't let that follow-up hold you back, because it's going to hurt you month 2 in your business.
Absolutely. And to add on to that, Amy, I think you just made a great point right there. You said we might be afraid that they might have had a die-off, and we want them to stick around when it comes to month 2. Shouldn't that get you even more fired up to actually reach out to these people? I mean, think about you, they're 30, 31 days within the month, right? These are 30 days that you invest your time into your business, to your job. Some people are full-time Plexus ambassadors. We spend 30 days of creating relationships, building trust, working our butts off, staying up until midnight, maybe sometimes even later than that. And if we're not doing that follow-up, we will never get that time back, right? That's why I said, you know what, you have to sacrifice sometimes, but understand, you know what, you're not going to get this back, but you can get something even greater out of it. Financial freedom, health, whatever it is. Know what you're doing with your time. That is one of the most important things. Be very strategic with it and understand you can't miss out on a moment just because of fear. Because understand there are so many other people that want this type of business and just don't know it yet. And if we have Joe Schmo who has a bad time on the products and they didn't give it the full 30, 60 days, that's not on us. That's because he didn't have the vision. We did all we could. We gave him the information that he needed. He didn't catch it. Cool. We're not going to say kick rocks and get out of here. We're going to say, I'll talk to you in a little bit then. I'm going to follow up with you. Right. And then, sorry, one more piece. Sorry, I just remembered something that you said, Sandi. Referrals. Okay. I love referrals with a passion because I feel like it's a very underutilized tool that you all have. Even greater for that customer aspect. You guys have pools of customers under you, right? Or you'll get there if you don't have them right now. Sometimes it's because maybe they just, they've been on the product for 60, 90 days, but maybe they just don't have the time to work the business. They love the products, but they don't have it. They have a market created for themselves because somebody back at the office has seen the results, right? Somebody who knows them, their friends, family, whoever it is, they've seen the results. So why are we not asking them for that? Because I know they believe in the products, right? They see what it does. So maybe if we can even just get them to post about it, saying, you know what, you don't have to say Plexus, you don't have to say Slim. What I want you to do to maybe show them the dream and show them pretty much what effect by putting one little post about how much energy you have now in the morning, or I came into work today with the biggest smile on my face because this is the first time I felt good in years. Have them see what the comments they get back on it. I'll guarantee, at least, it's always 50% of the time, but most of the time it's going to open this person's eyes to like, oh my gosh, there's something here. Not only I have these issues. So use that tool and roll with it. You guys have a great pool that is just sitting there waiting for you guys to connect with. And if they're committed to the products, by you reaching out and saying, hey, you know what, you're not ready for the business, that's fine. Do you have maybe a few people that have some of these issues too, that we could get them on these products? They're not going to hate you for it. And the worst thing you're going to get is a no.
You can just tell them that you need their help, that you're looking for a certain number. If they know that they're helping you, like me, like people want to help me, I don't want to tell anybody about it, but I'll help you with a couple people.
And that's a great way too to maybe get them into being an ambassador also by having them go silver. Say, hey, you know what, Sandi, you've been consistent on the products now for about 2 or 3 months. I'm sure what that really shows me is you've seen great results. You love the products. Do you have a few people, 3 people that would be interested in these products? Awesome. Okay, cool. You know what you just did right there? Before I go off and reach out to them, if you would have signed up as an ambassador with us, if you would have paid the $34.95, you would have just gone silver. Do you know what that means? You just got a $100 bonus, and you are well on your way to making an income and getting these products paid for yourself.
That
if they don't want it,
happened to me. I have a good friend. You probably just saw him because I posted him today, Bobby Rucci. He's like a walking poster child for Plexus right now. He's like the most popular Italian restaurant in town. He loves to eat. He loves to drink. But about a year ago, I introduced Plexus to him, and he's been hooked ever since. Didn't start sharing until last month, and his wife said he lost over 25 pounds in like 6 or 7 months. He needs to work this business. This is his wife saying this. So you know what he's doing now, because he's county commissioner. He runs the restaurant. He texts me and messages me every time he's got somebody. Here's my cousin. Tell him about Plexus. I do all the legwork. I put it under him. And then, I'm able to do first of all, that makes a really great way to talk to those people. You want to do what Bobby's doing? Well, Bobby's doing 2 bags of Slim a day. Is that what you like to do? Okay. They can talk about other products and fall in love with other products later. Let's get their needs answered first. I want to know what he's doing. Okay. This is what he's doing. Is that what you want to do? And I've only had 1 out of 4 people say, I'm just going to try 1 bag of Slim because of the price. I said, perfect. So I signed under Bobby's preferred. So he's got 1 preferred and 3 wholesale people now. That boy's silver. So you know what I get to do today? I got to send him a message and say, guess what, Bobby? Plexus is about to pay you $100 because you need 3 of your friends. Keep them coming because next stop's gold.
Yep.
And I'm so excited for him because he's and so I did a post for him and I approved it with him first. And I said, can I put it on your page? So sometimes if they don't feel good about posting, we can do it and just tag them. And we're taking away the fear from them. And then the other really important thing to remember is you're doing an interesting post and people are liking it. Don't get excited and forget to go back and follow up with those likes. There's a ton of people there that are brand new. And all you have to do is send them a message and say, hey, thank you so much for liking my post. Would you like a sample? I just need your address. It's free. Period.
I have a funny story about, you did the post for him and tagged him, but one of my new ambassadors, she finally signed her sister who I went to college with. And I've been trying to get her sister to do Plexus forever. Her sister ended up jumping in first and then she followed. She signed her first ambassador last night. And so she was saying, you've got to post. And she was like, I've got to go to work. She's a teacher. I don't have time to post. So this morning, my level 1 who got on her sister's, logged in as her sister, made a post pretending to be her about what she liked about the products. Didn't tell me that, just texted me and said, hey, go comment. Ashley posted about Plexus.
Right.
And so she is blowing up. And so certain people, she said, oh, I'm messaging back like I'm her. And then other ones I'm texting her saying, you've got to message this person. I don't know them.
Right. I just looked at my post and
all the fear out by just throwing it out there, throwing her under the bus.
So he got 38 comments already. And by the way, if somebody comments, I'm going to go back in and comment on their comment because that's going to pull up the feed, Somebody said, I said something like that boy's walking around with pep in his step. This lady just said, I need some pep in my step. We need to get together and talk the P word. All because I told people about Bobby turning silver. So,
it's ridiculous.
What I want to mention is when you're posting, I'm talking about being creative now. There's something called a subliminal message when you're posting. I'm not sure if anybody noticed it today. But I was wearing my Plexus jacket when I was posting about this beautiful rock I got from a friend of mine. And I didn't realize it when I was doing it until I started taking selfies. I'm like, oh, I can't see the word Plexus on my shirt. So I stretched it out so that I'm talking about the rock, but clearly the word is it's the same as a hashtag in a non-post. But every opportunity, take a hold of the opportunity. Brainstorm a little bit. What haven't I done yet? If you feel like I haven't, I'm not reaching anybody, I'm not doing something right, talk to your upline about what are you physically doing? What are you doing so they can help you figure out what you're not doing yet? Because I guarantee if you're doing all of the things that we're talking about and you're actually doing them, not just talking about doing them, it's going to come. It's going to come back. And if you've run out of people, you need to expand your network. You need to start adding people to your Facebook friends. You need to start thinking about, where am I this season in my life? Who am I in touch with? Where am I going? I tell people in my town all the time, because I came into this and there was another Emerald in my town who basically, everyone thought they took them by storm in La Plata where I live. And then here I am. They all thought I signed up under them. I'm like, no, I'm totally a different team. Don't ever feel like your area is exhausted. When I walk into Target, when I walk into the grocery store, I just look and I'm like, I don't know them. I don't know them. I don't know them. There are so many people out there that we don't know yet. And we don't want to maybe pounce on them with Plexus, but we can have a conversation, and I could be like, you're on Facebook. You're kind of fun.
Exactly.
They don't even they'll find out later that if they're interested, and,
Yeah, and I mean, there's a reason why we have, the convention store. There's a reason why we have Plexus over, even a little water bottle or a pin. I mean, that's for you guys to use as branding to get that message out, and to, just like she said, put that little message. Like, even like this shirt, it's like a golf polo, and it has Plexus, and it's like that big. Socks, everything. It's ridiculous. I love it. I swear, in my closet, I have more Plexus clothing than I actually have like T-shirts now, because I've been here for 3.5 years. Like, I wear Plexus on my weekends. It's a little crazy.
Take it with you everywhere you go, because I guarantee people can read this from afar.
Yep.
I think everybody on my team has one, or they're getting one.
I wore my Plexus leggings today because I had to go to the orthodontist, and there were going to be all the mamas there.
Yeah. And when you're in the orthodontist, I sat this down at the dentist, a brand new dentist office, on the floor, and the receptionist looked over and she said to me, "Oh, you do that Plexus stuff? I've been wanting to try that." Didn't I have a sample in my purse? You have to have it, and you have to be prepared.
Oh gosh, I love it. Well, like I said, I open it up to everybody. Add me on Facebook. Seriously, ask me any questions. I honestly think I could be talking to you guys like all night. This is honestly one of the funnest calls I've been on. I know it's recorded, but you know what? Keep it on the down low. Okay. I love this team. I tell Betsy, I tell Julia, I tell Amy, I tell Corey. These are my dream teamers. These are my 4 girls that literally, like, I love their team. You guys have so much passion within you, and you're going to the top. I guarantee it. And I'm excited to be along the journey. So,
well, we appreciate you guys tonight. Sandi and Dyllan, you guys are tremendous and have poured so much into us. So we thank you guys for your time, and I will post the recording ASAP. So
awesome.
Thank you guys so much.
Of course. You guys have an awesome night. I will see you guys around. Okay.